Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Peter Dubois is off tonight. First this evening, we are learning more about an arrest made in a 5-year-old arson case. 34-year-old Kurt Searless of Phillips was arrested July 1st, 5 years after a reported structure fire at the Falls General Store, which was previously located at 176 Croswell Road in Farmington. Searles is charged with arson and conspiracy to commit arson, and Lieutenant Troy Gardner says the suspect had prior connections to the store.
And then we were able to obtain some new information recently, which allowed us to make an arrest. Yeah, I believe he had a family member who was, I may have owned or was connected to the building somehow.
With information about the fire is asked to contact the State Fire Marshal's office. That number is 207-624-7076. Lieutenant Gardner said they made 63 arson-related arrests last year alone. Well, a man from New Jersey was sentenced in U.S. District Court in Bangor today to roughly 3.5 years in prison for an alcohol-related crash that killed 3 people here in Maine. According to the U.S. Attorney, 30-year-old Praneeth Manibolo was sentenced to 41 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Manibolo pleaded guilty on January 31st of this year to charges including 3 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of operating under the influence, and 1 count of unsafe operation of a motor vehicle. He was living in New Jersey on a student visa at the time, and the DOJ says, according to court records, in the early morning hours of August 31st, 2019, Manibolu was the driver in a crash on the Park Loop Road in Acadian National Park that injured him and killed his 3 passengers. The investigation revealed that Manibolu had been drinking earlier in the evening and had a blood alcohol content of 0.095%, approximately 90 minutes after the crash. The legal limit is 0.08%. The investigation also revealed that Manibolu's car was traveling 76 miles per hour approximately 3 seconds before impact. The speed limit on the section of the Park Loop Road where the crash occurred was 25 miles an hour. And a chaotic scene unfolded at the Portland Jetport today when a small plane crashed and split in 2 this afternoon, sending 2 people to the hospital. It happened just before 4 p.m. A small Cessna airplane crashed shortly after taking off. The crash also caused significant disruptions, diverting commercial flights and sending emergency crews scrambling to the rescue and pulling 2 people out from the fiery crash. Now, Portland Jetport Director Paul Bradbury stated the 2 people in the plane were transported to the hospital and do not have any life-threatening injuries. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, the plane is registered with Aroostook Horizon Aviation LLC. The Portland Jetport says 5 flights were diverted near the time of the incident to nearby airports, but all of those flights are now expected to return to Portland. The crash remains under investigation. And a federal court ruled in favor of the Center for Biological Diversity, Conservation Law Foundation, and Defenders of Wildlife in one of at least 2 court cases that could spell the fate of the Maine lobster industry. The court, which is the D.C. District Court in Washington, D.C., found that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration violated the Endangered Species Act and Marine Mammal Protection Act when it issued a May 2021 biological opinion and a September 2021 final rule upholding the assertion that not enough was done to reduce the lobster fishery's lethal threat, or what they call the lobster fishery's lethal threat to right whales. The court granted 2 of the plaintiffs' 6 claims, ruling that certain aspects of the 2021 biological opinion and the final rule are invalid. Now, that final rule spelled out major changes for lobster gear, instituted a massive seasonal closure of a large swath of fishery waters, and laid out drastic cuts, which they called risk reductions over time, for the number of end lines allowed in the water. The Maine Lobstermen Association said in a statement that the court has not shut down the fishery or decided on a remedy just yet. They noted that in their decision, quote, "The court's findings at this juncture do not dictate that it must immediately shutter the American lobster industry. Indeed, it is cognizant of what a weighty blow that would inflict," end quote. Instead, the court has requested both sides submit additional briefs about what remedy should be ordered by the court. Meanwhile, the MLA's own lawsuit against the National Marine Fisheries Service is still pending. Well, the fourth annual Disabilities Pride event is back after a 3-year hiatus. And as our AJ Douglas shows us, advocates want equal rights for the disabled community.
We are here to celebrate each other. Today is all about each and every one of our unique abilities, and really to just appreciate disability as part of human diversity.
Disability Rights Maine is a protection and advocacy group that works to enforce and advance equal rights for disabled persons across the state of Maine. Organizer Katrina Ringrose talks about the false narrative individuals with physical or intellectual challenges encounter all too often.
We know that stigma is alive and well in our state and across our country, and we know that the only way to fight back against that is to be visible and to stand tall and to be proud.
Disability Pride connected disabled community members with allies to help them navigate through barriers and prevent discrimination.
I could not access my community services, and I could also not access, in-home support services.
The event hosted numerous guest speakers who work as advocates in the community. Each expressed common goals of unity and self-acceptance.
I don't want to see any other kids go through what I went through with my Tourette's syndrome in particular when I was a kid. I also want to be a voice for those in my community.
We're going to make a way for another. We're going to accommodate each other.
Organizers plan to continue to lead by example here in Maine in hopes that Disability Pride celebrations will expand on a national level. In Augusta, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Mount Desert Island officially opened its new Nahee and Estacio MRI wing. Our Matthew Jurancic was there to witness it.
This afternoon, the town of Bar Harbor celebrated the ribbon cutting for its state-of-the-art MRI wing after raising more than $40,000. For MDI Hospital President Christina McGuire, this moment is a long time coming.
It is something that we have just had a vision for 10 years. And to be able to deliver on a promise to this community is just so impactful.
The name of the building is named after two of the staff's most beloved colleagues, Lonnie Nahee and Lovezy Estacio, who passed away last year to glioblastoma. Along with the ceremony, participants had the opportunity to tour the new facility and state-of-the-art technology it has to offer. The innovative building will not only help cater to the Bar Harbor community, but also surrounding areas, since Portland and Bangor are the only cities that have similar technology. The addition of the MRI wing already seems to be paying dividends.
When we first started the project, we thought, okay, maybe we'll get like 10% or more. We're over 30% up from where we were. Where are people coming from as far as Bangor? We're getting referrals out there, Blue Hill, Ellsworth.
The new MRI wing also features the most modern and soundproof technology, faster scanning times, and MRI machines that are better for the environment. That is not the only thing that makes this machine unique.
From a patient perspective, you're coming in, you're selecting what music you want. Certainly other people have done that. The colors of the room changing with what's going on there, the ambient experience that came with from Philips. You're inside there. If you want to go with the dolphins, that's great. We'll put that headset on, you can watch the dolphins, you can hear them.
As McGuire states, it was a community effort to bring this plan to life.
The support of this community was key to be able to bring this essential and vital unit to MDI, but also to this region. There is nothing like it in this area.
Reporting from Bar Harbor, Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7, Fox 22.
All right, and it's about that time. Let's hit pause and take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you, Beth. And our first weather for today is brought to you by Goose River Farm Meat Store. So a muggy and rainy day out there today. Lots of showers and thunderstorms. More on the on and off type of deal, but most of that is moving out and the muggy meter is back at it. But take a look for the weekend. Right in time for Saturday into Sunday, we're feeling comfortable. Look what happens for beginning of the week. Monday into Tuesday, looks like stocks going up, which means more uncomfortable weather. We're going to feel a little bit more sticky out there with more chances of showers, but temperatures looking really nice out there earlier today. We had a 83-degree reading here in Bangor and pretty much 80s across the state with a couple of 70s closer to the coast and in the northern part of the state. But later on tonight, will really cool back down into the 50s. Beth?
All righty, Conrad, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, one of Maine's largest mental health providers will be closing their group homes in Bangor and Belfast. We'll have more on that. And it's National Cell Phone Courtesy Month, where people are encouraged to be a little more aware of how they use their cell phones. Those stories and more local news when we come back.
Gas and heating oil prices are the highest ever. Why? Because Joe Biden and the liberals in Congress took a hard left turn and dragged Jared Golden with them. Biden and Golden turned off more American energy production, stopping pipelines and exploration, looking to buy from our enemies. They are going the wrong way. Mainers need relief, not empty promises. Tell Jared Golden to help open American energy production and lower the price of gas.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with French fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with French fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-headed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
You don't stay in business as long as Rowell's Garage unless you're doing a lot of things right. Since 1946, Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft has seen many customers drive off the lot completely satisfied, and they keep coming back. Why? Things like a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Incredible customer service. A repair center that does it right the first time and on time. But the biggest reason, like new quality vehicles at a pre-owned price. So save yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft.
Relive the most exciting moments from this year's most prestigious dog show.
That's the one!
The Westminster Kennel Club Highlight Show, Saturday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Saturday on Fox, two iconic teams reignite one of the league's fiercest rivalries.
1, 2, 3, win!
Raul Rui Diaz leads the Seattle Sounders against Sebastian Blanco and the Portland Timbers.
Incredible!
It all kicks off Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, Maine is expanding dental health services statewide, and to meet demand, UNE says it's expanding its class size. Governor Mills announced last week that Maine Care dental coverage is expanding to include more than 200,000 additional Mainers, and as a result, the University of New England says it's increasing the class size of its College of Dental Medicine from 64 to 72.
So by having more students in our program, we won't be increasing the size of our clinic, but we will be able to have more affiliated externship sites, which means we can send more of our fourth-year students out into the community.
I have patients that drive 6 hours from Machias, Caribou, Fort Kent, up in that area that haven't seen a dentist their whole life because they don't take nothing up there. It takes Maine Care.
Well, Maine Care members 21 and older were automatically enrolled in the new dental benefit 1 week ago on July 1st. One of Maine's largest mental health providers will be closing their group homes in Bangor and Belfast by the end of the year. Our Sierra Jordan explains.
What about our clients, right? And what about our employees? What's going to happen for them? That's where our minds are.
Those are some questions folks are asking after one of Maine's largest mental health providers announced a permanent closure of their group homes for adults with developmental and intellectual disabilities in Bangor and Belfast.
This is really a heartbreaking decision for us as an organization, and a decision that we did not want to make and end up in this spot.
Sweetser is known to serve nearly 30,000 children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities across the state.
Of those, Bangor and Belfast have a total of 45 clients and 140 staff members. Kamiri says due to staffing shortages, Bangor and Belfast clients will have to find a new provider.
We've been really short-staffed for a long period of time, and that makes it hard. Our staff have worked so hard and tirelessly with our clients. They really care about them and are spending lots and lots of time being with them, even more so because we have those shortages. So the staff that we do have are here a lot.
Martin says the HR team is partnering with outside agencies, along with the Department of Health and Human Services, to determine transitional housing for clients.
The adults get to choose what their next step looks like. So we'll be working with them and their families to identify those options and to work through their preferences.
Adult Developmental Services is expected to cease operations in Bangor and Belfast by the end of the year. In Bangor, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, the public will get a chance to weigh in next week on a proposal to connect Portland and Lewiston, Auburn by train. It's been talked about for decades, but now the state is studying the impact it could have. Dan Lamparello explains the next steps.
It's been decades since these tracks have seen trains ferrying people into Lewiston and Auburn, but a new study by the state could give that service a second chance.
We all need to recognize that it's absolutely needed.
Auburn's mayor, Jason Levesque, says as the region has grown, transportation options have yet to catch up and believes train travel could bridge that gap.
We're connected with an interstate, we're connected by freight rail, we're connected with air travel. Now we could be connected with passenger rail.
Right now, Maine DOT is conducting an economic evaluation study on the proposed service, looking at how much growth it could bring to the local and regional economy.
What we're trying to gauge is what additional, whether it be in retail or housing or things like that, what additional development might be spurred by implementing a rail service.
A 2019 study showed the service could run on a few different routes with possible stops in Yarmouth, New Gloucester, Auburn, and Lewiston, with an estimated cost back then of upwards of $250 million.
To say it'll happen and when it'll happen, that's hard to predict, but we're continuing to look at it.
And while the project remains just a proposal right now, the communities along the corridor believe it's the connection they need.
This isn't about someone from Auburn wanting to do a weekend in Boston every 6 months. This is about people that need to get to Portland or need to get to Auburn for work. They need to make sure that the trains are running on their schedules as well as a train schedule.
Well, the public will get their chance to weigh in on bringing passenger rail service here to the Lewiston-Auburn region next Wednesday in a virtual public hearing. Maine DOT says their full study should wrap up around September.
And that was Dan Lamparello reporting. And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, businesses kept up their hiring spree in June, even though the economy is showing signs of struggle with high inflation and interest rates. And President Biden taking executive action today to help safeguard access to abortion. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
Go for launch.
Welcome to your family fun entertainment center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy in Bangor. Movie Rocket has 7 state-of-the-art theaters showing the newest release films. There's the Starcade, where you can play your favorite arcade games for hours of fun. Plus, kids 7 and under love the inflatable Galaxy Jumps bounce houses. For more information, go to MovieRocketBangor.com. Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy, Odland Road, Bangor. It's out of this world.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
Businesses kept up their hiring spree in June despite the economy showing some signs of struggling with high inflation and interest rate hikes. It's all part of the Fed's Balancing Act, which is trying to cool consumer spending without triggering a ton of layoffs. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
New data out Friday shows American businesses added a whopping 372,000 more jobs in June, higher than economists had predicted.
Our private sector has now recovered all of the jobs lost during the pandemic and added jobs on top of that.
Wages also went up, rising at a 5.1% annual rate, still not keeping up with the pace of inflation.
We're seeing some really positive signs here with people going back to work, and the wage growth, the largest gains we're seeing in wage growth, have been historically lower wage workers.
Friday's report will likely lower talk of an imminent recession, but also makes it more likely that the Federal Reserve will hike interest rates to bring down inflation, which sits at a 40-year high.
Do we have a classical recession? The answer is no. Is there going to be economic pain that comes out of this? The answer is yes.
An Associated Press poll from June shows that inflation and gas prices top the list of Americans' priorities for the government to address in the next year, with 93% of Republicans and 43% of Democrats disapproving of how President Biden is handling the economy.
And the government's never had a really good grasp on how economics work.
The next report that economists will be watching comes next week with the release of the Consumer Price Index, a key indicator of inflation. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
After last month's landmark decision by the Supreme Court to overturn federal abortion protections, President Biden is trying to take steps to shore up existing protections. He says he can't do it alone and says he needs Congress and women voters. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
President Biden signing a reproductive rights executive order Friday, 2 weeks after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
The court has made clear it will not protect the rights of women, period.
The order establishes a task force to focus specifically on reproductive health care. It will also try to shore up some abortion medication protections and make clear health privacy protections, but it can only go so far.
He believes the decision that this court has made is extreme, and it is beyond the pale. He's going to, again, continue to do the work that he can from here, but also, call on Congress to act.
The president turning his focus to women voters.
It's my hope and strong belief that women will in fact turn out in record numbers to reclaim the rights that have taken from them by the court.
President Biden says it's now on Congress to make abortion access a federal right. And to do that, Americans need to elect a Congress that would codify Roe. Critics, including some of the president's own party, say he's not doing enough.
They want him to go forward and actually be more aggressive in using federal resources to support abortion services. That can get him into trouble with the Hyde Amendment. It can get him in trouble with Congress.
The executive order may also tee up future legal battles over the availability of abortion medications. Some governors have said they will not allow it to be shipped across state lines. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Well, a Florida couple is behind bars after their 9-month-old daughter ingested fentanyl. Fox's Phil Keating has more from Miami.
According to the DEA, it only takes a tiny amount of fentanyl to kill you, just 2 milligrams. It's often added to cocaine, Adderall, and Xanax. That's what admittedly happened to Alexis Burnett and her boyfriend, Sage Freeze, who told Jacksonville, Florida investigators that he had crushed and snorted Xanax the night before, which had been mixed with fentanyl. Somehow that got into the body of their 9-month-old baby girl, who had to be rushed to a children's hospital after she stopped breathing and her lips turned blue. A urine test of both parents also revealed fentanyl in their systems. The baby survived.
It's under really tragic circumstances that we have to be here.
Florida First Lady Casey DeSantis held a roundtable Thursday in Gadsden County near Tallahassee with the state's Surgeon General and the Department of Children and Families about the fentanyl crisis. 9 people in that county overdosed and died from fentanyl over the 4th of July weekend.
Fentanyl overdose now is the leading cause of death in the United States for 18 to 45-year-olds. This stuff is being manufactured in China, and it's pouring across the border.
More than 100,000 Americans overdosed and died over a recent 12-month period, according to a bipartisan congressional commission on synthetic opioid trafficking. Its report says the drug is smuggled across the southern border, where agents report an increase in seizures hidden in vehicles, packages, and on persons. Arkansas Republican Tom Cotton and Maryland Democrat David Trone added a letter stating the overdose crisis in the United States claims more lives each year than firearms, suicide, homicide, or motor vehicle crashes. This is one of our most pressing national security, law enforcement, and public health challenges.
The Congressional Commission recommends elevating the director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy to a cabinet-level position. The parents in the Jacksonville case now face felony child neglect charges. Their bond was set at $100,000 each. That report again from Fox correspondent Phil Keating in Miami. Well, new COVID infections are on the rise among younger Americans, and the spike in cases comes as the White House works to get more kids vaccinated against COVID-19. Fox's Garrett Tenney has more.
The COVID vaccine rollout is off to a slow start for the youngest Americans. CDC data show nearly 300,000 children under 5 years old have received at least one shot. That's about 2% of the eligible age group. Federal regulators authorized the shots 2 weeks ago. The Biden administration says it expected the slower pace, given that some parents may wait to get their kids vaccinated at a pediatrician's office.
These vaccines are safe, they're effective. We have never accumulated so much data so quickly on vaccines, and over 20 million other children of older ages have gotten vaccines.
COVID cases are once again on the rise among children. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, nearly 76,000 kids tested positive for the virus last week. The Omicron subvariant BA.5 is now the dominant strain among all Americans. CDC data show it makes up more than half of all U.S. cases.
This is not over. We are still seeing a significant amount of cases.
The FDA has expanded access to Pfizer's anti-COVID medication, Paxlovid. Patients who test positive for the virus can now get a prescription through a pharmacist. Previously, only doctors could prescribe the drug. Paxlovid treats mild to moderate cases of COVID-19 in people at high risk for severe disease.
It's great because now we can spread out our healthcare system a little bit more and hopefully reach out to people who need it.
The FDA says for Paxlovid to be effective, it needs to be taken within 5 days of the start of symptoms. In Chicago, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Maine conservation voters held a special online seminar today with one of Maine's leading bird experts. And in sports, one former Black Bear captain has extended her playing career, signing a contract to compete overseas. We'll be right back.
Aaron Judge powers the Yankees against Rafael Devers and the rival Red Sox. Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Taking on the day, taking care of family, taking care of the hard work. For all that you take care of, now's the time to take care of you. At Northern Light Health, we make that easy for you to do through accessible care, telehealth, and by making healthcare work hard for the people who work hard for Maine. Take care of yourself today
at northernlighthealth.org.
You know what's really interesting? Our customers are just so surprised Bridget didn't recommend just the most expensive mattress. That's because she recommends a series of mattresses that'll fit you at different prices. Come in and meet Bridget.
Welcome to Rebecca's. For over 30 years, we've been serving our local customers in downtown Bangor, and we invite you to explore our historic shop.
Rebecca's carries many Maine-made products from local artisans. Perhaps you need a gift basket for your next celebration. We'll be glad to help. From blueberry ceramic dishes, gourmet foods featuring Stonewall Kitchen, fine wines to antique dishes and furniture. You're sure to find that perfect gift.
We hope to see you soon at Rebecca's.
Join us at Fairmont Market in Bangor for hand-tossed pizza, sandwiches, salads, and much more. Serving our community since 1925. Fairmont Market is proof that great customer service and delicious food stand the test of time. Open 7 days a week.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Due to phenomenal demand, the Backstreet Boys are back. The record-breaking DNA World Tour continues. Brian, Kevin, Howie, Nick, and AJ. Backstreet Boys. Maine Savings Amphitheater, July 21st. Get tickets now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. For more, check backstreetboys.com.
There's no denying Maine is breathtaking during the summer, but in a small Somerset County town known as Solon, there is one building that is covered in beauty year-round.
I can say very confidently is really one of a kind. There's no other place on earth with a building this vintage covered in frescoes.
We'll take you there coming up Monday on Fox 22 News at 10.
If you have empty bottles and cans at home that need to be recycled, the Challenger Learning Center has a solution for you. For the month of July, Challenger is teaming up with Damon's Beverage and Redemption Center to raise money for the Learning Center's space educational programs. Executive Director Kirsten Hibbard says anyone turning in bottles or cans can donate their refund to the center, and Damon's offers a 20% bonus. Now, if you don't feel like getting out of your car, Challenger's staff and volunteers will be at Damon's on July 14th collecting bottle returns and accepting donations.
Thursday the 14th, we're having a bottle bonanza where the Challenger team will be here. We're going to take over a machine and we'll actually run your bottles and cans for you for that to be donated to Challenger. So you can just pull right up, we'll take your bags, you can keep going on with your day on Thursday, and you will have donated to our bottle drive. And it's going to be a big day, and it'll be a fun day.
She says since Challenger is a nonprofit organization, they rely on donations and fundraisers to fund their educational programs. Well, the Maine Conservation Voters held a special online seminar today with one of Maine's leading bird experts. Nick Lund, who serves as advocacy and outreach manager for Maine Audubon, discussed Maine's diverse range of bird species. Lund educated viewers on some of the state's more rare birds as well as the environments they live in.
You know, one of the resulting factors from climate change is that there is less ice on the Northwest Passage. And so it's easier for birds now that traditionally live in either the Pacific or the Atlantic to switch oceans, to move through. And we're seeing that in the birding world. That's the bird's breeding plumage.
For those interested in Lund's new book, Field Guide to the Birds of Maine, you can go to nicholaslund.com. And happening today for the first time since 2019, a Maine tradition is back. Moxie lovers are living it up in Lisbon Falls for the Moxie Fest, 40 years since it started in 1982. From fireworks to parades to soda chugging competitions, the Moxie Fest is back in full effect, and organizers say it's better than ever. The Lisbon Parks and Recreation Director says it's great to have the event back fully for its 40th anniversary after COVID canceled it 2 years in a row.
I think the state of Maine, especially the town of Lisbon, we're ready for this. We've been waiting for 2 years now. Last year we had a 5K. We had kind of a fireworks, but getting everything back together this year I think is really paramount for us, for the entire state of Maine.
Oh, the spirit of Moxie, I guess it's what gives us our vigor. It gives us our ability to do difficult things. It invigorates us. It's our strength, our character.
Lisbon's police chief and interim town manager Ryan McGee says drivers in the area should budget some extra time.
There will be a lot of road closures and detour signs. It'll be well marked, but give yourself a good extra 15 minutes if you got to travel through this area to get to work, so you're on time. But we're looking forward to having a good event. And then after the parade, all the events will be right here on School Street at the MTM Center.
Well, the road races and parade take place on Saturday. This year, the parade will start on Capitol Ave and will not be on Main Street like it has been in the past. Moxie Fest runs through Sunday. Oh, and here is hoping that Mother Nature cooperates with this much-beloved festival that so many people are happy to welcome back. And with a bit more on that, or a lot more on that, rather, the full 5 days coming up. Stay with us.
We had some rain and thunderstorms out there today. How is the weather going to look for the weekend? Is it going to rain, or are we going to have lots of sunshine out there with really warm temperatures? I'll have all the good stuff coming up.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Twin City Tint in Brewer, Comfort Shoes and More in Newport, Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
Midsummer Classic is back in Tinseltown. The MLB All-Star Game, July 19th on Fox.
And our main weather is brought to you by Varney Ford in Newport. Gives 1 full year maintenance on every new and used vehicle they sell. Come visit them and see their huge selection of cars and trucks. The nice car and truck people. So the weather was not looking that nice out there today. Some on and off showers, even a couple of thunderstorms out there. But most of that has moved on just to the east of us, so it is out of our area. Still a couple of sprinkles lingering out there that will be moving in the early overnight hours. And then we finally clear up as most of the rain is out of here. Just some lingering showers out there with a good amount of clouds closer to Vermont and Massachusetts. So they are in on some clouds, but for us, we are going to get a break in the clouds by tonight and then into tomorrow, and same thing on Sunday. So really perfect timing for our weekend. So you guys could go out and about and really enjoy those warm temperatures and those sunny conditions out there. But winds are still blowing out of the south by Bar Harbor at a 14-mile-per-hour wind. Rockland at around a 9-mile-per-hour wind. Machias coming in at a 9-mile-per-hour wind. And take a look at Bangor. 0. Yes, finally that wind is calm out there. Maybe a couple of hours ago, it was still pretty breezy out there, but now we are all calm out there with temperatures earlier today that were in the 80s. So I was enjoying those 80s out there earlier today. Some 70s closer to coast, of course, with a little bit of an ocean breeze, and some 70s in the northern part of the state as well. But taking a look at a temperature trend till this weekend and into next week, looks really nice. Look, we climbed that ladder into the mid-80s, and we pretty much stick around in the mid-80s out there for the start of next week. So really nice temperatures are en route, and they will be sticking around for quite some time, as their average is around 80. But tonight will cool back down into the lower to mid-50s out there, with some early chances of showers and thunderstorms. And then look what happens. Clouds break up. We really become mostly clear throughout the later part of the overnight hours, and that continues into tomorrow, as we're pretty much under sunny skies, maybe a few clouds, especially in the morning hours, and then we clear up with lots and lots of sunshine out there, and temperatures trying to reach that 80-degree mark and pretty much hovering near that, as our extended outlook does show 80s back by Sunday, and nice weather continuing into beginning of next week, with even some mid-80s out there by Monday. And look what happens by Tuesday into Wednesday. More chances of showers and thunderstorms arrive. Beth?
Alrighty, Conrad, thanks so much. Definitely some good news for the Moxie Festival, so let's hope that that forecast holds. All right, well, sports is coming up next with Tyler Cruz. Stay with us.
You don't stay in business as long as Rowell's Garage unless you're doing a lot of things right. Since 1946, Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft has seen many customers drive off the lot completely satisfied, and they keep coming back. Why? Things like a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Incredible customer service. A repair center that does it right the first time and on time. But the biggest reason, like new quality vehicles at a pre-owned price. So save yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft.
When buying a used vehicle, the last thing you want is to end up here in a few months. At Down East Toyota, we get that. When you buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, you get peace of mind knowing that your vehicle has gone through a rigorous inspection. You also get comprehensive and powertrain warranties, a Carfax history report, and 7 years of roadside assistance. Plus, qualified buyers get low new car financing rates. As much as we'd like to keep these folks busy, we'd rather not see you back here right away. All roads lead to Down East for Toyota certified used vehicles on Wilson Street in Brewer.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
Help Maine children win the fight against cancer by supporting the Heroes Hope Healing McDonald's Golf Classic, presented by Bangor Savings Bank. To date, the event has raised more than $500,000 to support Northern Light pediatric cancer care. In addition, the McDonald's Golf Classic supports Camp Hope, a free summer camp for children with cancer or blood disorders. You can help support the kids by registering or donating today at mcdonaldshhhgc.org.
I did what I did to save my son. But this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady. Watch the entire first season before new episodes this fall.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Happy Friday. We are almost there. We're going to start tonight with some basketball. In her final game as a Black Bear, Maeve Carroll scored her 1,000th point in a WNIT loss to Boston College. But even after 5 years of playing in Orono, that itch to compete has remained, and it's led her to an opportunity overseas. Dave Peck has more.
I'm at a place right now where I love playing and I want to be around it as much as I can, as much as I'm able to, and as long as I still love the game.
Never mind a 4-year college career, because for former Maine Black Bear Maeve Carroll, even 5 seasons of basketball wasn't enough to satisfy her passion for the sport.
I kind of went into this 5th year thinking, like, as long as I'm healthy and able to play, like, I would want nothing more than to go play overseas and to continue playing basketball for as long as I can.
This week, the 1,000-point scorer secured at least one more season on the court, inking a deal to play pro ball with Hieros Diaz Extremadura Miraval in Spain.
I was always someone who wanted to do the study abroad program, but being a Division I athlete, you can't necessarily do that. So it's funny, my mom kind of refers to this as this is my study abroad program.
But don't get it confused. While the thrill of a new culture is certainly a draw,
I'm excited for the food.
Carol said her priority remains on where she's always felt most comfortable.
I think there's so much more to my potential. And I really do feel like it comes down to just love for the game and wanting to be around it and involved.
Come September, Carol will lace it up in an entirely new environment, but knows that what she learned in Orono, specifically this past season, will prove valuable in any locker room.
Going to Spain, knowing, I have to believe in myself and believe in the team and the culture and what the girls and the coaches are saying. And I think that's something I can bring forward with me with any team, anywhere I go, and in terms of basketball, anything that I do.
Reporting from Bangor, Dave Peck, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Dave. A blast covering Maine women's basketball this past year and talking to Maeve at practices and whatnot. We wish her luck moving forward. We're going to stay on the subject of Maine basketball in Spain, where the FIBA World Cup continued today with Cooper Flag and Team USA taking on Serbia. Trip to the semifinals is on the line, and this may have been Cooper's best game in a USA uniform so far. Flag coming off a near double-double in the round of 16. He's looking to keep it up in the quarterfinals. First quarter, good defense is going to force a bad pass, and he is right there. Runs the floor and throws the lob to Carter Knox, who lays it in. Then in the second, Flag would get going on offense. Dribble drive, just misses the layup, follows his shot, and tips it in. Second half now, he's showing his defense. He's going to end the third quarter with a major block right there, and then he kicks off the fourth with a rejection. He is pumped, and that is when he would start eating, as the kids would say. Active hands here is going to lead to the tomahawk slam on offense, and then just a couple of plays later, he finds himself in the right place at the right time. Another dunk, this time a one-handed jam, and then here he is on the break. Here's a perfect pass right to him on the lob, slams it home. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks for Coop. USA goes on a win, 106-80. And that is a mouthful of a stat line right there. He actually led the game in points, rebounds, and blocks. All right, moving on to some hockey news now. The NHL draft was last night, and the Bruins were pretty active despite not having a first-round draft pick this year. They made 6 picks last night, and they started late in the second round by drafting this guy right here, center Matthew Poitras from the Ontario Hockey League, a position they definitely needed. He's 18 years old, and he put up some numbers in his first OHL season, 21 goals and 29 assists in 50 games. Probably won't play in Boston next year, but given that Patrice Bergeron is 36, probably good to have some center prospects deep in the organization. Staying in Boston, a great night for some Sox Yankees at Fenway. Connor Siebold is trying to bring the Sox a much needed victory. We are going to start in the top of the first, not the start he wanted. Gleyber Torres rips a single to left with 1 down. The Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Very next batter is Josh Donaldson. He just unloads on this high changeup. That ball goes way over the monster seats. Sox are quickly behind 4-0. But in the bottom of the first, they would answer. Christian Vasquez, he takes this one off of the monster with 2 outs, 2 runners on. That's going to bring in both of those runs, and that cuts the Yankees' lead in half. So it's 5-2 now, and we are going to head into the third, and this one's a little ugly. Shield your eyes, Red Sox fans. Christian Arroyo in right field, and he loses it in the lights. It's ways behind him, and that's going to bring in 2 more runs. That makes it 7-2 Yankees. All right, moving on to the 6th inning now. Bases loaded for Trevor Story. He could make this one a game, but he doesn't. It's a can of corn to shallow center, and it looks like the Sox are on their way to their 4th straight loss. Right now, it's 11-5 in the 9th inning. All right, for the 2nd straight year, Maine Fly Company is holding its annual summer showcase, this time to benefit Casting for Recovery. The 2-day event kicked off today with the Striped Bass Fly Fishing Tournament happening virtually across the state. On Saturday, vendors and anglers will gather at Thomas Point in Brunswick for the Expo Showcase starting at 10 a.m., where there will be clinics and demos, but most importantly, a common goal to raise money for a cause.
We just wanted to bring the fly fishing community, the outdoor community together once a year for something bigger than us, that we can all almost have a reunion on the field come showcase day, but get anglers out on the water, and all of the money that we raise, all of the profits goes to our cause every year.
This year's nonprofit is Casting for Recovery. It's an organization that supports women battling breast cancer by introducing them to the therapeutic sport of fly fishing.
And that organization nationally has about a 99% retention rate that these women continue to fly fish as one of their means of therapy moving forward. So it's pretty amazing.
That's a pretty interesting form of therapy right there. Alrighty, that is all we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Breakdowns, collisions. Things happen on the road unexpectedly, but here at Phil's Towing, we understand. With years of experience, our friendly professionals are here for you when you need them the most, no matter how big the task or vehicle is. At Phil's Towing, with our heavy-duty trucks, we guarantee an arrival time of 30 minutes or less and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Give us a call at Phil's Towing. Anytime, anywhere, anything.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
The bond between twins is a close one.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Ah.
As day is tonight.
Would you like me to introduce you to algebra? Al who? Oh boy.
And wrong is to right.
They both say weird kid who eats alone.
You can't have one without the other.
I need my own space. But we've always shared a room. I have a training bra. When you complete your training, get back to me.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22. Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Christmas in July for a pop star boy band. A highly anticipated movie already becomes a studio attraction, and first looks include a big series finale. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with today's Hollywood Nation.
Let justice be done.
Saul says goodbye. Nope joins the studio tour. And Backstreet gets festive in the Hollywood Nation. The Backstreet Boys are back all right in time for the holidays. Their first ever Christmas album, dubbed A Very Backstreet Christmas, will be out October 14th. They'll put their BSB twist on classic tunes and share 3 new original holiday songs. Thunder, feel the thunder. Imagine Dragons mark a milestone. Thunder was certified diamond, making them the first group in music history to achieve 4 diamond singles.
What's a bad miracle?
Jordan Peele's upcoming horror film Nope is part of Universal Studios Hollywood. The original Jupiter's Claim set from the movie will be an attraction on the studio tour. The film and the set debut Friday, July 22nd, the first time an attraction has opened day and date with a movie release. In today's First Looks, it's the beginning of the end of Better Call Saul. AMC released a trailer for the final 6 episodes of the drama, which start Monday, July 11th.
You sure have bad luck, Sam Greenfield.
An official trailer was also released for the movie Luck, with famous voices including Jane Fonda and Whoopi Goldberg. The story follows the unluckiest person in the world who stumbles upon the land of luck, then goes on a quest with magical creatures to bring good luck home for her best friend. The animated adventure premieres on Apple TV Plus August 5th.
Just how unlucky are you?
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
A cautionary tale now for dog owners. A dog in Utah is dead after being left in a hot car for more than an hour. Now Animal Services is using the tragedy to remind owners of the importance of protecting their pets from the heat and never leaving them in a hot vehicle. Fox's Brian Champagne has the story.
Even just sitting in there for a second?
Mac and Cheese are 2-pound puppies who aren't interested in the kiddie pool at the Cache Humane Society, probably because they've been hanging out in shade. But a dog in Salt Lake City wasn't and died after being left in a car for over an hour.
We can pant and we can sweat, which cools us down twice as fast. Dogs can only pant. That's all they got.
The Humane Society director says even responsible dog owners are surprised by how fast it can heat up in here. So we're going to do a little test with our digital thermometer and a clock. The probe inside said it was 88.5 degrees, and then we moved into the sun. At 5 minutes, it was 96 degrees. At 20 and change, it hit more than 105. And that was with the windows cracked.
They don't realize just how hot it gets and how quickly heat exhaustion can overcome an animal, especially one that can't sweat.
On those really hot days, I would try to take him out really early before the sun came out.
The consensus here is check websites like bringfido.com for dog-friendly businesses, or get over those puppy dog eyes and leave them home when it's hot.
I give him treats, and I think he always knew that I would be back and that I loved him.
They want to go, but they don't want to be in a car, you know. They want to be with you.
When it's hot or when it's extremely cold, they need to be in their homes where there should be.
Certainly some important information to remember there. Well, there is a new addition to the lifeguard staff at Scarborough Beach State Park. This is Beacon, a 14-month-old Newfoundland who is training to help lifeguards. Now, this is her second year at the beach. Her first year spent socializing, and this year she started her training. Now, spending 6 weeks at the American Academy of Canine Water Rescue in Massachusetts.
I'm a dog lover, and our staff are dog lovers. I've been here for 40 years, so this is new for me too. This is the second year that we've been working with Beacon, and every day is a new learning experience with what she needs to do, what her next steps are. And we have a curriculum that our lifeguards follow from our park manager to take those next steps.
There she is. What a lovely girl she is. All right, well, for several hundred years, Newfoundlands have been used as water rescue dogs. Courier tells us beachgoers have loved interacting with Beacon. No surprise there. All they ask is that you interact with her during her downtime, not while she's training. All right, that's it for us, folks. Good night.